I made the Dragonfly Inn from the show Gilmore Girls in Animal Crossing. Let's go take a look. So the first room we have is the check-in desk. Somebody in my stream said that the feel of the Dragonfly Inn was New England cluttercore, and so I really just ran with that. There's not a lot of walking space here. I've hidden a coffee cup in every single room, but I think this has a pretty decent vibe compared to what the show actually has. Here's a little picture of that. So, you know, it has obviously the check-in desk. There's some plant. There's a lot of like random kind of like knickknacks and things to draw your eye. And then moving on. This is their little sitting room, game room, library. Again, sticking with that cluttered theme, we have a lot of like knickknacks up on the wall or up on the shelf, balls of yarn, different kind of like decorating papers. Obviously, one of the problems you have with Animal Crossing is there's not, for the most part, going to be one-to-one items. So you just really need to try to create a vibe with the items that they give you. I put the Billy Mouth bath on the wall. I have like a little jewelry stand. Just things to just draw your eye to look at. It's very difficult to navigate. You have to kind of slide through. An old sewing machine. And then onto Sookie's kitchen. Here is the kitchen of the Dragonfly Inn, where Sookie spends most of her time. Let me pull up a picture for you really quickly. This is what I used for inspiration. Now, you know, we have our little pantry door here. There's a little door outside. Again, like this room is a little bit brighter. This is something that has like work going on inside of it, so I felt like it needed to have a more cool vibe. The kitchen is still warm because the Dragonfly itself has a very like warm atmosphere. Feels like a hug, I'd say, in every room. So we have like this yellowy kind of floral wallpaper. But again, we're just like trying to create a similar vibe. Although I think that this is probably one of the closer ones that I've made as like a one-to-one creation to the actual show. I think it helps having like that kind of kitchen island. There's like the Jackson's fresh vegetables sitting there. There's like various like stove like burners and refrigerators. You know, here's where Sookie had her little grease fire. And then we need to just quickly kind of slide on through this and on to the dining room. Again, an Animal Crossing house isn't set up the same way as like the Dragonfly is. Dragonfly has their check-in counter to the left of the stairs, and then they have like their stairway, and then to the right would be like their dining room that leads to the kitchen. Or to the right has their sitting room that leads to the dining room, which leads to the kitchen. So obviously I couldn't do that, and I set it up just as an Animal Crossing house. This is the dining room. Again, like, you know, I felt like having mismatched chairs felt very on brand, or like creates the vibe I want to create despite the show itself having matching furniture. I felt that having the difference here kind of made it feel more like the inn did, like a very warm and cozy space where you could like spend time in and like read a book. I have these like big windows here because I know in the show their sitting room actually has like those big windows, and then they have like that big archway that then has leads to the dining room. So I felt like I want to try to create like a lot of light, so to speak. And then again, we just have like a lot of like little random items, you know, books. The little ranch cupboard has like a lot of the little like weird things that your eye is drawn to. I know the dining room in the show actually has like kind of a stage in this area. There's like a moment when like they have like the syrup convention and their guy is standing there making everybody drink warm syrup out of like glasses or something. But I didn't know how to recreate like a stage exactly like I wanted to, so I decided to just put like a little sofa there. Again, it's a little bit different, but you're more trying to recreate the vibe of the place rather than an exact copy. And then finally, it's not often you see a room in the Dragonfly Inn, but I tried my best to create a kind of cozy room space. This is really the only corner that I have like inspiration from. This is the picture I used. It's when Sookie was on bed rest and she was not allowed to cook. So she was hiding out in one of the rooms, having one of the chefs smuggle Luke's food up to her. And that's like the best image I had of what the inn looked like. So this is what I did for at least that corner. But then to fill out the rest of it, again, kind of trying... A room was a little bit different from the rest of the inn, whereas like the inn, that New England like cluttercore type of thing, you don't want the room to feel like that. You kind of want it to feel like a neater, cleaner space. But I still wanted it to feel a little bit like a hug. So again, just trying to create like a warm atmosphere. We have like a sitting area, a little place, like a desk to like write, make a phone call. Obviously like a fireplace. I used the partition walls here to divide the room differently, so it's not like a perfect rectangle. It has some more character to it. I created a little like sink space, maybe the idea of a bathroom, the concepts of a bathroom. You know, there's a place to wash your hands, a place to do your jewelry. I hit a little rabbit back there. That's not really a reference to anything. But this is the room. This is the Dragonfly Inn. Thank you so much for watching.